Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have TJ Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. TJ Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin look and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 five-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of TJ Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because TJ Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off the first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
That you put it through? That you put it through?
What the fuck is you saying, ignorant?
That you put it through?
Can you speak English? That's part of the reason why you can't get no acting job.
I'm sure.
Your articulation is poor.
I'm sure.
What the fuck are you saying?
I'm sure.
Armand Wiggins.
If only you actually like.
Put it through? What does that mean? Can you put it through?
He's trying to do the whole child actor parents sacrifice their childhood gag.
Oh, well, okay, well, we got
look at her.
$30 million today.
Look at her. That's fine.
Yeah, I sacrificed her, I guess.
Okay.
Armand Wiggins.
But what did your mama do to you?
Huh?
She fucked you up.
My mom's fine.
You should have been a child entertainer.
I'm
You
good.
should have been one. Maybe you would have more gumption. Maybe you would have more get to it. Because your mama fucked you up. She turned you into a punk-ass mama's boy who harasses a woman. What kind of bullshit is that? Your mama should be ashamed of herself. She should be telling you, why are you harassing this girl,
Just
Darius?
leave her alone.
Because
why are you doing this?
Why say horrible things to her?
she's the one that kept wanting to come back around. Trust me, I didn't want this.
Well, that makes no sense as to why you harass. You don't. There's no need to say horrible things and send me this Usher picture. There's no reason for that. You do that because you're nuts. There's no reason for you to say that. Jezebel, calling me Haiti. That's all unnecessary. You do all of that unnecessarily because something's wrong with your mind. It's not normal. You sound like you have a broken brain and you need to go to see somebody because you're chemically imbalanced. There's nothing that I've done for you to stay on that page. People have endured more. I've endured more from you and I don't do that to you. I don't sit up there and call you all kinds of names and do stuff like that. You randomly have an episode and then you harass me for an hour straight. That's what you do.
Now I'm gonna
it's not normal. It's not necessary. You could just not talk to me.
I'm gonna harass you. Usher's bisexual. He sleeps with men, you stupid motherfucker.
Armand Wiggins.
You the stupidest motherfucker on earth.
You should know you spend a lot of time with Dorian.
Usher. You's a dumb motherfucker. And then you let your family, you let your brother talk you into, hey man, look, your brother's a pussy too. His reputation in Hollywood is he's a fuck boy. And he's an asshole. And nobody really likes him. Lauren London don't like his ass.
Armand Wiggins.
So at the end of the day, you, the Jacksons, are fucking jokes. You guys are fucking jokes. That's what you are. You're a fucking joke. So don't blame Kiki for being a joke. You was a joke before you met her.
Armand Wiggins.
So don't blame her. Don't call her cunt. And what man thinks they gonna call the mother of their child cunt, bitches, whore, you've been run through, I'm gonna come and get the baby. What kind of mental motherfucker are you? Nobody does that, Darius. Nobody does that. What woman wants their child to go be with a man who calls them cunts and bitches? That's the stupidest thing I've ever. If my daughter ever give you the baby after you call her a cunt, I'm gonna beat her ass.
Armand Wiggins.
And you know what?
Baby's gonna be back in my arms. I'm like, the inevitable's gonna happen. He's gonna grow up to be a man, a real man, and he's gonna go ahead and just come on over. All right.
You're not gonna learn how to be a man from you.
The fact that you think Leo would like the way that you
Dad, I'm his dad.
He's not gonna be happy.
I'm his dad. I'm his dad. I don't care about what you all think. I don't care what you think, especially Kiki. I don't care about what anybody else thinks. Sharon, your opinion is very little to me. You're wasting your breath right now, Sharon. You're wasting your breath right now. You're wasting your breath right now. Trust me. Yeah.
Armand Wiggins.
Bro, I've seen this like 20 different times, Sharon. It doesn't faze me anymore. None of what y'all do faze me anymore. Come on now. Where's my son at? Where's my son at?
Armand Wiggins.
Okay.
That's what I'm about to do.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. You are a dickless motherfucker.
I'm sure.
I don't know what the fuck my daughter just saw in your limp dick ass.
Armand Wiggins.
I'm about to fix it.
That's what you raised. That's what you raised.
You are, yeah, and that's what your mama raised. Dick suckers.
Okay.
Your brother's a dick sucker too.
I'm sure.
Both of y'all dick suckers.
I'm sure.
You probably suck dicks too.
Okay.
Armand
Dick
Wiggins.
suck.
Yep.
You a dick sucking motherfucker.
All right. So about a bullet.
If you keep fucking around, I might get somebody to fuck you.
All right. So about that bullet again.
You keep
Armand
fucking
Wiggins.
with me, you might get a dick in your ass.
Okay.
Keep fucking with me.
Okay.
You motherfuckers don't know who you dealing with.
Y'all have no idea who you stepped up to play with, but it's all good.
I tried to be nice to you.
Yeah.
I tried to be nice because I thought you had some mental problems.
Nope.
So I tried to be nice. But you gonna talk about my daughter? You gonna harass my daughter? You gonna talk about Usher? Usher is gay.
Armand
You and
Wiggins.
your stupid ass family don't even understand the business. Usher is gay, guys.
Armand
Told her to
Wiggins.
put some clothes on.
Gay.
Told her to put some clothes on.
You be into Usher. You
Told her
stupid motherfucker.
to put some clothes on.
You are stupid.
Told her to put some clothes on.
You are a stupid man.
She's a mom. She has to put some clothes on. She's a mom. She has to put some clothes on.
His family are crazy, chaotic,
Yeah.
harassing
Okay.
people.
So what my son
They
do?
are harassing my family. They are harassing my daughter. And
Where's my
that's
son
not
at?
going to
Even
be
Marcus,
disappeared
even Marcus Johnson, the nigga that your
My
brother's named
God.
after, his
So
kids
no,
told me
you are
y'all are
not
crazy.
allowed in the
Okay.
house.
He was the one
You
in
are
the
not
video.
allowed nowhere
They
around.
told me that you and your brother's crazy. And it's crazy because your brother's named
You are
after
a
their
toxic
dad.
motherfucker.
Right.
And they said
And
y'all are
you got to
nuts.
go.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
You got to go. Can he still hear me?
Oh yeah, he is.
I'm just waiting for my son. Where's my son at? It's football Sunday. He used to be with his family.
Armand Wiggins.
Fuck you, nigga. You ain't got a family. That bitch ass family, your dick sucking brother, your sister that you chose, your immigrant bitch ass mama, nigga, please.
They have nothing to do with this. They have nothing to do with this. They have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Armand Wiggins.
She fucked you up. She the one got you thinking you can go around and harass women because your daddy harassed her.
Okay.
And your grandmama told me his mama's crazy. We've never been able to do anything with her. I don't know why my son stayed with her, but yeah, she's crazy. And if Darius is listening to her, he should be ashamed of himself. That's what your damn grandmama told me.
That's what his dad said.
Your grandmama told me your mama was crazy, and that if you wanted to listen to your mama,
she's schizophrenic, and so is he.
You
both need medicine.
Yeah, the grandmama said
Armand
that
Wiggins.
if you wanted to keep listening to your mama, that Kiki needed to let you go. Because Kiki is a brilliant person, and Darius should be lucky to have her. So if you think she's a cunt, you think she's a whore, then why don't you take your limp dick and find the woman that you want to find? Why are you over my daughter's house? Why are you
Armand
over
Wiggins.
my
My son.
call her cunt bitches? Go
My
find
son.
you a Mexican.
For my
Why
son.
harass me though?
My son.
Why harass me? You don't
My
have to harass
son.
me.
But for my son.
But you don't have to
My
harass
son. Where's
me.
my son? Where's my son?
You need to stop harassing
Where's
me.
my son? That's all I'm just asking for. I'm not here for her.
Where's
Armand
Richland?
Wiggins.
Like, I'm
Armand
not gonna
Wiggins.
say, yeah, you said nasty things to me. I didn't need to say them back. That's my
Armand
bad.
Wiggins.
It's my bad to say nasty things to you. Even if you did say nasty things to me. It's my
Armand
bad
Wiggins.
to put my hands on you. Even though you did whatever that you did that made me feel that way. Like, I'm gonna take responsibility.
Yo, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Trigger Mike Show on the illustrious Lapeef Network. Thank y'all for coming through, man. It's a Friday, payday Friday. Please show your love in the super chat if you can. Yesterday was Lapeef Jr. birthday. If you didn't get a chance to show him some love, make sure you show him some love by sending him a super chat. Shout out to the sponsor, Teach Hanley. 30% off along with a free gift. The link is down in the description below. And we have a new endorsement for you as well, which is Assured Man Naturals. All right, so get your beard tight. I got to grow mine back. I cut it for a conference, kept it close, faded the hair. I'm always out there looking professional. Not going to catch me looking any other way. And if you want to look professional with your beard, get it oiled up right. Make sure you get that Assured Man Naturals. Where's the JR been putting the thumbnail up all day, so I guess I'll do the same. Assured Man Naturals. King on top. That's pretty dope. So yeah, go ahead and in the description, I think pinned to the top of the chat, you will see the link. It is payday. Go ahead and get the pre-order started. That beard oil, if you got a man, ladies, and you want his beard to be popping, you want to get him on a dope regimen, go ahead and grab that Assured Man Naturals for his beard and that Tige pack for his skin. It's payday. Why the hell not? So we're going to jump right into this one, y'all, because people are acting up out here in these streets. And I know that some other people may have covered this one this week, but I had this on the docket for Wednesday night. All right. I had this on the docket for Wednesday night, and Ali jumped on it first, or Ali jumped on it first. But I still got to talk about it because this is one of those topics where I feel like everybody needs to come in and give their bit, man, because give their piece on it. When we talk about problems in the Black community, and this is what I want people to get through their heads. I don't think anything is new under the sun. As far as crazy, shisty, underhanded, uncouth, non-cooperational behavior from Black men, there's nothing new. The whole world knows what we're capable of if you're talking about things in a negative sense. Remember, I have told you before, and this has been proven. You can go look it up in studies, but you don't need to do that because many of you are smart enough to know without looking it up. Men tend to show aggression physically. And when it comes to altercations between women and men, unfortunately, too many modern women do try to express themselves in a physical manner, but that's not always the case. And if we want to understand just how bad things can get in these relationships, we need to start talking about the verbal aggression, reputation destruction that women can exact. Yo, did y'all hear that? I mean, go back at the beginning of the show if you didn't hear it. That was Kiki Palmer's mama talking to Palmer's baby father, to her baby daddy, no longer her man. And at this point, I'm gonna be real. If he ever in his life, there's some things you cannot do. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're never going back to Kiki Palmer after this shit. I gotta put a 1 my damn. I'm never going back. We will do the best. I will do the best I can to raise that child. Shit, I prefer if you gave the child to me. But I can never go back. I could never be in a relationship with you, knowing that's what is waiting for me. Every altercation we have, you're going to sick your mama on me and have me listening to that shit, or trying to have. First off, I'm not listening to that shit. He's better than me. I wouldn't have listened. I don't know who the hell that lady thinks she's talking to. I have several points to make on that discussion. Man, look, I was gonna monologue, but I gotta get let me be very clear, shiesty bum. My mother is to never. There's several points and several layers on this, and we can talk about it. I've dropped the link already for those of y'all that want to come up and share your thoughts. But let me make one thing clear. The part that really just takes me out. This woman is married, y'all. Kiki Palmer's mama, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I am, is still married to Kiki Palmer's daddy. Where is Mr. Palmer? Because I'm telling you right now, shiesty bum, my mom is never talking to my spouse like that, to my brother's spouse like that. And if she does, I'm not even talking to her. I'm going to get my daddy on her ass. That woman misrepresented the Palmer name, her husband's name, in a way I have never seen in my life. I've never seen it that bad. Not up close or anything. That shit was deplorable. That shit was embarrassing. My mom can stand up for her children with class. We done with this shit. That type of ghetto ass shit does not represent the black community anymore. That was nigga shit. Those were niggas. Black people do things orderly, in an orderly fashion. Since when do you call standing up for someone talking shit to the father of your grandson? What kind of degenerate ass culture do y'all come from that y'all think that shit is okay? That shit's not cool. Moms, women rather, do y'all believe that moms especially, we respect dads, and it's more of a respect of authority for fathers and grandfathers and older elderly men. We give them like a respect of authority, like an OG type of nod, like I'm not gonna talk when this dude talking. But moms have this, we give them that same deference, but in a different way. If I was Darius, I would be extremely disappointed at the situation with my, future mother-in-law or whatever. Because to get her point across to Darius and to actually make it stick, she should have never came at him like that. That shit's ghetto. I'm sorry. No man is ever going to listen to you. We are not wired to listen to women that way. They come at us that way. That shit's ghetto. if you're a man that would listen and take direction from Kiki Palmer's mom, please let us know in the chat right now if you're used to being talked to like that and you'd prefer to be talked to that way, and you think that's an appropriate way for Kiki Palmer's mom to talk to Kiki Palmer's baby daddy. Please let us know. This is a free country. I'm not here trying to steer you in one direction or the other. Please, any man that says I prefer to be talked to that way, you know what, Shiesty Bum? I will go to war over mine too. The shit's just gonna look different. Let me tell you something that Kiki Palmer's mom did wrong, and this lends itself to the overall case that's going on. There's no way I'm going to have my daughter in a house, or she's in a situation where she could potentially be being abused, or there's alleged abuse, and I'm talking and being verbally aggressive to the person allegedly doing the abuse while he's right there with her. Y'all see, y'all don't remember men are more logical than you. Y'all keep forgetting that men are logical. You gonna talk shit to an alleged abuser who's there with your daughter while you're not there? Y'all don't think. Y'all don't think. Keep this shit cool. Hey, bro, I'm gonna be out there to talk to you. This is very unfortunate. What's going on between me and you and my daughter? You said some things. I'm not happy with that. We are going to have a discussion about that. I want to see you do better for your son, for your family, and guide them appropriately. You need to be in church. You need to be somewhere. If you need direction, you call me, but you are never to say that shit to my daughter again. You see how easy that was? I didn't have to threaten to get him sexually assaulted. That's what she did. I didn't have to emasculate him, which is counterproductive to what I actually want him to do. This is why y'all don't leave families. This is why the black community looks the way it does. Any problem that y'all think y'all fixing, y'all fucked it up. Y'all can't fix shit. Move the fuck out the way and let the men fix it. God damn. Talk about I go to war for mines. War? I'll die for mine. How about this? I'm going to live for mine. You can promote division. I'm going to keep my family together. And that means the people that my children bring into it. Come here, son-in-law. Let me holler at you. This is not the way to do it. We're going to work on this. If you need to come here every day and seek direction from me and talk to me every day and have a brotherhood smoke and some cognac, we're going to work on this because I demand that you be better for your family. And I know that you want to be. I sat there and watched you take those vows, did I not? Y'all don't know how to fix nothing. Move out of the way, man. Move out of the way. As per usual, the number one culprit is Mr. Palmer. Where the hell are you while your wife flying off the handle like this, misrepresenting your family name? If my mom ever talked to my wife like that, I don't gotta say shit. My daddy's on her neck. Who the fuck you think you talking to like that? Yo, fellas, if this is not testament that you have to keep these women in check, you determine the way they behave. Anything you allow, they will take that shit to the extreme. They only do what is tolerated. So don't tolerate that shit. In fact, I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. Don't get involved with women that have the potential and propensity to behave like Kiki Palmer's mama in the first place, or even Kiki Palmer. Can I get an amen? Men, this is all your fault. Stop choosing. Stop choosing. I don't care. I don't care today. I don't care. I don't care. No man. There is a more effective way to talk. Y'all love ghetto ass shit. Y'all love talking to men like they're nothing and wonder why you get nothing from them. I am disappointed because that's not the way, oh God, that's not the way a mother should talk. F-bombs. Threatened to get him sexually assaulted. Femk and Shiesty Bum, y'all seem to just breeze past that. Because if a man would have said that to a woman, it'd be World War fucking III. But y'all breeze past that shit like nothing was said. Y'all can't be pro every black woman because most black women will make you look stupid. In fact, in situations like this, they're going to make you look stupid. I want to keep my family unified. If a situation arises in which they have a baby out of wedlock and this is not the ideal situation, well, fucking make it ideal then. This is not the way we wanted to start it off, but y'all need to bring y'all ass over here for some counseling, for some direction or something. Now, what I really want to talk about is these moms. How are moms ruining relationships? And I promise you, I would talk about dads. I would make it about parents, but I really can't even remember the last time I heard somebody say my dad ruined my relationship. I really can't think about it. This behavior is normal in the black community. Women talking to men, moms talking to their daughters, companions like this is normal.
Hold up. I'm having some audio issues. Let me answer in a minute. Give me a minute.
The women should not do it. The men should not tolerate it. That's all I'm saying. There is no way in hell I'm ever dealing with what the hell Kiki Palmer's mama did to that man. Each and every person in that situation, I guarantee you, had wrong in it. Because that's what y'all ladies like to see. You only focus on one wrong, and then everything you do with impunity. Like you're going to get no consequences for it. But what about him? But what? I don't give a fuck what he did. It pales in comparison to what the fuck the mom did. Any mother, Kiki Palmer doesn't even understand how detrimental her mother's intervention is in any relationship she's ever going to have from this point. Let's talk about it. Because Femk and Shiesty Bum, I got questions for you. Are there enough good black men in the black community to marry all the marriage eligible women? I'll wait for y'all answers. Because we don't have to be contentious. Y'all frequent the show all the time. I appreciate your patronage, so we can have a discussion. Are there enough good, forthright black men to marry all the marriage eligible black women in the black community? B Law says yes. What do y'all think? Yes or no? What do y'all think? MS Best says nope. In total, about 2 million less men. All right, y'all. That's basically where I'm going with this. That's where I'm going with it. But there are naturally less men than there are women. So I'm actually not against. As somebody who wants to see more black women married, and this is the term that I'm going to start using, because y'all think I'm always talking about legal marriage. I want to see more black women supported. I want to see more black women protected. And I understand the bounds in which that naturally happens. All right. I want to see that happen for you. And that usually involves marriage and the family you build, creating a wall around you and protecting you, and only being about your interests and the interests of your children and overall family and community. That's usually how that happens. The people who go to war for mom, that woman put on the last name of the family. All right. So I want to see more women supported and protected, more black women. And unfortunately, there aren't enough black men to marry all the marriage eligible black women, at least the ones that are eligible by age and all of that, not like by attitude or nothing. So eventually we're going to have to get into the fact that y'all going to have to date outside the race. I know some of y'all don't like it. Don't call Dr. Umar Johnson on me or nothing like that. But if these women indeed do want to be married one day, they are going to have to marry men of other races. They're going to have to diversify the age in which they want to marry. They're going to have to age gap date in within the race, and then they're going to have to age gap date outside the race too, in order to pick up these numbers so they can be protected, supported, and married. Okay? Now, I say that, and I bring that point up to say, women these days love to talk about how men of other races love them. Black women in the chat, have you experienced the love and attraction of other men that aren't black? Just a simple yes or no will suffice in the chat. Do you believe that white men and other men, and do they love black women too? Let's see. I want y'all to share your experiences. I don't want to sit here and just, talk at y'all all day. Damn, I'm asking y'all direct questions, and this is y'all time to speak up. Queens of Virtue says attraction, but not love. You know what? I'm gonna stick with this one right here. Because I believe you are absolutely right, Queens of Virtue. You are absolutely right. Every time we look at a situation like the one with Kiki Palmer, I need to have a heart-to-heart with y'all and let y'all know this shit is forget Darius. Throw him out the situation in general. Her and her mom are probably sitting somewhere high-fiving, talk about, we told that nigga that baby gonna be in my hands. It's not going with his daddy no more. All of that is a loss for the black community. All of that is especially harmful to black women. Can I explain why? That shit is especially harmful for you, not for us, for you. For some reason, no matter how bad, I know this shit is actually kind of terrible. No matter how bad black men behave, they are still desirable to all races of women. So we get no fallback, no fallout from this shit. It's unfair, I know. It's unfair. But let me tell you why this is especially bad for black women. Do you think a white man, black women don't like Asian men, so I ain't gonna say Asian men. What other kind of men do y'all like? There's some Hispanic men that are basically black. These other ethnicities of men, go look at the numbers on TMZ and all the other media outlets, Hollywood Unlocked, so on and so forth. Look at the likes and the comments and the views of these videos. These people that watch this stuff aren't all black. So do you think that a man of another ethnicity is going to listen to Kiki Palmer's mom talk shit to Darius like that and want to get with her and or other black women after we tell them that shit's normal? Do you think white men are lining up to marry that shit? That situation looks bad on you. I'm black. And I'm sitting here like, God damn, this shit look bad. This shit looks bad. One, black people can't keep their shit in house. Number one mistake. Y'all keep running to the tabloids. You keep running to tell your story first. You don't even realize how bad this shit making you look in mainstream media and the world in general. Y'all wondering why everybody want to disassociate themselves from a certain type of black person. Here is your example. I'm going to drop the link for those of y'all that want to come up. I got pain in the back.
Hey, man.
Y'all, this shit looks bad.
Sure.
All right, let me address this shit. Men of other races probably have better comprehension skills to understand why her mom was going off. Listen, let me say this, Femke. This is something that I teach my children. This is something you may have heard in the Karate Kid. The best defense is no be there.
Yeah.
The way that they deal with that shit is that they don't. They aren't gonna roll the dice and be like, maybe I'm gonna get a good black girl whose mama don't talk to me like. They're just going to avoid you. In fact, if y'all want to be real, who grew up around some white people? If y'all want to be real, this is why white mamas got a problem with y'all. It's not actually racist. It's classist. They don't want any class of person whose mom behaves like gutter, ghetto trash, intermingling with their children, with their family. My mom will be like, don't let that trash in my house. With her trash ass mama. Ain't nobody with our last name ever gonna put their last name on a woman from that family. That's what the hell they be saying at the dinner table. Y'all think this shit make y'all look strong. This shit is embarrassing. But Payne, go ahead, man. You got the floor.
Hey, man, what's going on, man? Listen, it's a tragic situation anyway. And, and just to see those comments, not just by the women, it's kind of time for us to I don't know, get into some kind of age of enlightenment. That whole thing with Kiki Palmer, we just the mother saying that some kind of violent shit about she better not give that kid to her husband, to the man, or I'll beat your ass. I think that was one of her comments to Kiki. Yeah. I mean, all on public radio and shit, public TV, whatever the hell she was talking on the phone. But the point is, we already know we got an issue with fathers not being in the lives of their kids. So we're already setting up this young boy to grow up with two hyenas, right? Because that's the behavior they're showing. Now, he might have his faults too.
He definitely has his faults.
So I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to what he did to precipitate this. But whatever it is, him and Kiki should have been handling that stuff. By definition, she married him and wasn't a hypergamous situation for him. Not married him, but she went with him. It's not a hypergamous situation. So she's already at a mental deficit. Because when I say mental deficit, this, with all of her so-called stardom, which she's blowing, by the way, which she's hurting, by the way, with all this stuff.
Yeah.
She should have held out for a man more equally yoked in terms of class. Right? But she didn't want to, just like a lot of these women, they don't want to put up with what comes with that. Right? If you have a man who's at the class level you are or higher, there's some shit that you have to do as a woman to earn that guy in your life. He ain't gonna put up with your bullshit. Look at Eve, for example. She gets this billionaire. You think he was gonna let her be some ratchet ass rapper? She was on her way to do that.
That lady hasn't put one foot in front of the other wrong since she got with that dude.
Not 1 foot. Rihanna, she was with a billionaire before, but I think she weighed the cost of what it meant to be with a man like that because she wanted to be free. So you got ASAP Rocky walking behind you, twitching a little bit or whatever the hell he was doing, because now, you could be more in control. Now, Nicki Minaj is kind of ratchet, but she was one of the top rappers in the world. Now, I don't give a shit what nobody says. Even if she was ratchet or whatever, there's no way she should be with a guy like that dude she's with. On the list. On the list.
They get these men so they can control them.
Exactly.
It is a psychological tactic for them to. So think about it. We always we accuse them of trying to be men. So what they think is, well, since men can take any woman and turn her, into a woman that can walk beside him, because I make money like a man does, because of the stardom that I have, I should be able to do the same thing with a man, and it never works.
Exactly. And that's why I always come back to the fact that I don't care what time we're in, the nature of men and women really hasn't changed. It's just the tools that we use and abuse that has. And so I'm just kind of saying that Kiki, as ratchet as she's turning out to be, because until she got with this dude, I didn't know she was that bad. I just thought she was a child actress going through grown-up actress stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And now, man, her personality sucks. And you can tell where she got it from.
Where's she from? Where's Kiki from?
Chicago.
You said childhood. You said no. I meant as far as the childhood acting thing. Where's
she Akilah and the Bee.
Akilah and the Bee, yeah.
That movie. Yeah, that was her.
She's been in the game a good 15 years, I think.
She's not a little girl now.
Yeah. She's been, so I'm gonna land it there. Well, I'm just trying to say, I don't want to try to point fingers, but what we're seeing is being played out is one of the fundamental things that's wrong with us as Black folks in terms of our relationship. And it's being played out right in front of our face. And it's just another example of something that should never have gotten this far. And this is listen, I think her mother, I'm not taking credit for her mother ain't no baby boomer. Her mother's a Gen Xer.
Let me respond to Sugar Bum real quick. So I actually agree, Sugar Bum. She has a bad personality, and I'm only saying this as somebody who did not think that before.
Me either.
I legit put her in the good girls category simply because of how polished she seemed to be. So remember, before you break these things down, she comes from a 2-parent household, right? Before you break it all the way down, she comes from a 2-parent household. She has been put in the right movies. During interviews when she was young, she said all the right things. She followed the script. She waved. She smiled. Then we realized that shit is a facade. She just like her ghetto ass mama.
Right.
Look at the culture that we live in now.
Yeah,
if you're
the
a
stuff
child
that she was
growing
saying
up.
when she got pregnant out of wedlock, that's what did it for me.
Yeah,
it's like do what you do, but don't promote this shit for other girls.
Even the pregnancy out of wedlock, as bad as that is, we have her, we have Naomi Osaka, we have what the hell is she pregnant for? You had a baby. We had there's Halle Bailey. People think she's pregnant.
Well, hopefully, I was about to say I'm still holding out hope for her. Apparently, they got married.
Where's her appearances at? I haven't seen her.
Apparently, they got married, so I'm still holding out hope.
Oh, they got married? Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. Well, first of all, let me not disparage the guy that she's with. He's got some shit about him. The dude that she's with, he's got a big YouTube channel, and he's not. He might have some shit with him. I'm just trying to say, I don't want to just throw him to the wolves. I think he's at least equally yoked to her because he's got money. He's got some shit behind him. I'm just saying that. But I don't know. It just looks bad. So that's a shotgun wedding if she got married to him, because that wasn't the plan. So and what's the other one? Somebody else. Like, I'm just saying, the instead of fighting the culture of having babies out of wedlock, these women could afford to have babies because they got money. But they're showing the women that it's okay. And these women who don't have all those things are living lives of quiet, not even so quiet desperation, because they blame all their problems on men. All the women, every fucking woman I hear, excuse my language, who talks about trauma, it's always tied to a man. And so they're not learning anything, right? Because if the men you're dealing with are giving you that much trauma, what the hell are you dealing with? You know what? Close up your box for a
That is
second.
true. That's true.
Close it up
Like,
for a second.
yeah, but
No, I
I
mean,
think
let me land in one here. And I can't find the videos. Just real quick. I know I'm doing the Ekene, but here's the one thing. I saw this big black woman. I call it big one black woman talking to another black woman. The other black woman has 3 kids by 3 different baby daddies, and the sister said, "Listen, you just let 3 guys who you're not with. They all released in you. You have a baby by each one of them. How about maybe not having sex with somebody for a while? How about, she was so rough with this chick sitting across from her, telling her, what the hell are you doing? And you're so gone, you can't even see," because the girl was complaining about men. She said, well, look at the guys you picking. And not only are you picking bad men, you're letting them raw dog. And you had 3 kids by 3 different dads, and you're only 25 years old.
oh wow.
And I wish I could find, I can't find it there. I don't know why I didn't save it. But I never saw another black woman talk to another black woman that candidly, sitting down straight to face. That's what needs to happen.
You know what?
Because we don't need to keep talking to them. Women
So-
need to keep these chicks.
Let me respond to this, because Sugar Bum be gaslighting the fuck out of us when she's Kiki was supposed to accept abuse forever. Not one man on this panel. I can speak for the men because we've been talking to each other for a very long time. No man on this panel nor outwardly condones abuse. We don't condone it. In fact, what she should do is leave. What we then have to do is they're a family now. You birthed a baby for a man. Guess what? That child has a father. You chose him. The same shit we tell men, right? Well, you chose that trifling ass woman you complaining about. Deal with it. So she leaves any abusive situation. Anybody should leave. Okay? Don't stay. Don't try to support them. We don't condone abuse of any type. I hope I made that clear enough. Now, that child still has a daddy. You need to do what is best for the child. If that particular situation, because remember, she said she hit him, so let's not skate over that part. Okay? Come in. Y'all need to make sure y'all understand all of the facts. But go ahead, EBD.
So what I was going to say was, when we're talking about this situation in particular, it's not. I don't think that men, like we've always talked against abuse, right? We've always talked against unwarranted violence, things like that. But what we don't talk about sometimes is that how women do actually believe in abuse and how women do condone violence. Because each time when I was watching you guys deal with Ali, when we were talking about abuse, she was saying, well, no man should put their hands on a woman no matter what the woman does. That's kind of her stance to say that, you're supposed to be the big, I've never mentioned, I heard her talk, she said, well, y'all the big, strong man, want to be leaders, or da-da-da-da, always throwing that in our face, saying, what you're supposed to do is walk away. So what the mentality that I'm picking up from, whether it be Kiki Palmer or whether it be her mother or whether it be Ali, is this move to a personal, demeaning, demoralizing, disrespectful, hostile, loud, angry, bitter tone that allows you to dehumanize a person to such a degree in the amount of time to have a rational conversation in which you could have dealt with the issue and had been done with and moved on with life. The amount of time that the mother on the phone call was using the abusive language was exactly how she was raised and how other Black women are often raised to communicate with men when ever there is an argument, a disagreement, a power dynamic, a decision that needs to be made, a major decision that needs to be made, whether it be money, where you're going to live, what kind of car you want, like every little major decision that they feel that they are not 100% either equal or superior to the man in a relationship, they have this thing where they can use such an abusive, harsh language in the shortest window of quantum physics of time, as we measure it in 2 minutes. She can call him small dick, limp dick, faggot, punk. Like the amount of verbal abusive fighting language is like as fast as like the fastest kung fu hands you've ever seen. Like the amount of verbal language and attack within 120 seconds on a phone call demonstrates to me and to the whole world how, in the name of God, can a human man sit there and consume all of these negative, emotional things, hostile things, the most vile things, being emasculated, having his manhood castrated verbally and emotionally by an older woman, while another woman that he made a baby with stood there and said nothing or agreed to it or whatever or fed into that. So there is a pattern of when I was watching Ali on the other shows the last 2 nights, and I noticed that when Ali and Paris get into it, there's this thing where it gets personal and it gets disrespectful and it gets hostile very, very quickly, and it turns into a primary language of argument and back and forth and disarray and a type of like war over who's either right or wrong or who's got the biggest or who's the smartest, or like the dumbest back and forth of human history to determine like who's better than who over a topic that we're talking about in third party. So in which that happened, the argument and this and that. So I'm watching this dynamic and I'm thinking to myself, you cannot help but ask the question, like, how can a man be able to, number one, date that kind of thing that she can just do at any time? How do you marry that? How do you have a child with that? How do you are supposed to protect and provide for something like that can happen within the shortest span of time? No matter if you're a doctor, lawyer, president, or whatever, senator, how is it that you can achieve, I don't care how successful you make it financially or otherwise, of the accrual of maybe even godlike power, how is it that you can still be subjected to such 100% foul cruelty, hatred, and misandry within this short window of time, simply because somebody got that hurt about something? The toxicity in which you are attacking a human being, a man, his manliness, his size, his sexuality, his like all of these things within like 120 seconds of just berating a human being. How can you possibly fathom waking up, coming home, working a job to support that, to come home to that on any argument, any day?
Let me get this super chat that I want to ask the chat a question. My man Chicago Rilla with the $5. Kiki and this made for TV BS drama. What you think about this 3 Stacks out? I have not had a chance all day to listen to it, man. But we're gonna get into that on Monday. for sure. Oh yeah. Y'all about to get daytime shows all day on Thanksgiving week. Shit, you might get one Thanksgiving morning for real. Kids home from school, though, that's gonna be an interesting one. But I want to ask the ladies in the chat a question. Do you think it was perfectly fine? Do you think no? Do you think it's fine for your mother if you are in an altercation with your baby's father? Because I'm realistic. I'm not expecting your mom to take his side or something. So your mom is trying to protect you in some way, shape, or form. Do you think, put a 1 in the chat if you think it's okay for your mom to talk to your companion the way Kiki Palmer's mom talked to Darius Jackson? I've seen his name 2 ways. I don't have no idea if it's Darius Jackson or not. But that nigga Darius, if you think it's okay for your mom to talk to your companion the way Kiki Palmer's mom talked to Darius, put a 1 in the chat.
What? How you guys doing? How you doing, guys? Good afternoon. I gotta say this, right? I gotta throw this out. Whenever a man abuses a woman, men come out and they condemn it. When a woman abuses a man, some sick women like Sugar Boom will defend that woman. I'm saying, I've never said this on panel before, but I'm saying this. That lady on chat, Sugar Boom, she's sick. Very sick, and she's a sick fool. I don't know who she is, but she's sick.
Sugar Bomb will probably say thank you. Sugar Bomb will probably be like, thank you.
Yeah, she's a sick human being. Then secondly, this is what I got to say again. That lady, Ali, right? There are people that are damaged. She's a very damaged human being. You see what I'm saying? She's a very, very damaged human being. I don't think if Stormy was just coming yesterday trying to amend the bullshit that happened between the two of them maybe a few nights ago, maybe that was why he was trying to, kind of appease her a little bit. To me, I like Tommy. He's a cool guy, my homeboy, my brother. But yesterday I was disappointed by Tommy's cuddling or maybe appeasement.
Well, how old is she? How old do you think she is?
Who?
Allie.
I don't know how old she is, but I don't care about her age because I know that she's also a sick human.
I'm just curious how old. I mean,
I would say she's 20. She's in her late 20s.
Okay.
Late 20s, early 30s.
No, she's
But I gotta say this, right? She would damage JR's brand. Because when you have women like that coming up defending violent women, America in 2026 will not be the America of 2023. A lot is going to change. And all these women that are committing violence will not have a place to hide. I'm telling you that. Because the way YouTube is outing these women today, they will not have a place to hide in 3 years. And one thing that I got to say, just to add to what EDB said, there are people that are very, very, very violent, especially Kiki's mother. The things that came out of her mouth on that tape tells me that this is a very, very violent woman. In fact, I got to tell you, I am somebody that has kind of defended women in many aspects, but condemned them when I have to. But after listening to that tape, it tells. In fact, I'm beginning to think even. In fact, I kind of assessing the whole world as we see it, the whole protect women as we see it. That's to tell you that behind closed doors, there are very dangerous women, both mother and daughter. And I got to tell guys, I feel so sorry for that boy. It hurts my heart. In fact, even my own wife came close to tears for what that guy went through on that tape. My wife was pissed. In fact, I was pissed. And I got to say this to you guys, man. We have to learn how we raise our daughters. We got to be careful how we make these girls independent. I don't need no man. is the most dangerous thing we can coach any girl to do or to become. Because when you give a serpent the opportunity, she will tear everything on its part. We got to be careful as parents, man. We got to be careful how we raise our daughters. Because today, our daughters are becoming monsters, man. And the thing that bothers me a lot is that some men some men are cowards. How would you date a girl, a woman that you know that she is very, very vile? She is vile. She is mean. And you impregnate this woman or you marry her to bear your children. And you know your children will turn out to become her or worse than her. When you have a woman, tear a man, the father of your son, tear her so in pieces. And you can even look at your son's face and tell your mom, okay, mom, you got to stop. And you let your mom go so deep. That is why black men in this country are damaged to a certain extent because they see what their mom did to their dad and they just can't take it. And they look at their mom, they just want to kill this woman, but because it's their mom, they just let her be. But I got to tell you this, most black men that I've talked to hate their mom so much. They hate their mom. The only thing that let her get away with is just the fact that she is the mother. She's my mom. But most men that I've discussed with in this country just don't have no single love for their mother. And these women don't care because life doesn't hold them responsible for their actions. Because nature has made it, in fact, not nature, the West has made it difficult for them to be held responsible. So she either goes into drugs or into alcohol just to suppress those responsibilities that she don't want to face. The next thing, she might move to Chicago or move to California, somewhere where she will just go live and die alone. There are women that none of their family members want to ever see them again because of what they did to that family. And some of them are in nursing home, dying, and family members don't even want to come see them because of her heartless. It's so sad. It's so sad. The greatest thing anybody can wish in this life is to have a family. And thank God every day that you wake up and your daughters are getting married, your sons are getting married, you're getting a new generation, you have a sustained legacy. That's why we have kids. We don't have kids to be looking at our kids. No, we have kids so that we can celebrate the legacy that we're going to leave behind. But some of these women don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't even give a damn about legacy. You tear into the father to your grandson, you tear into him like that with vitriol. It becomes. I'm sorry, man.
Let me ask you. I mean, you're on a roll. So here's the thing. And I deal with this, right? Because I get a lot of shit from everybody because I'm a baby boom, and every single generation in America is subject to social engineering and the puppet masters. Everybody. The women of today aren't like that because they choose to be consciously. Now they do, but there's stimuli that make people the way they are. And it's easy when we just say feminism or whatever. I mean, if anybody goes through a lot of watershed moments in this country, you could probably paint the way attitudes change based on each one of those watershed moments. And because when I had to do that thing about, baby boomers, everybody came over to other network and all that kind of stuff, I have a whole list of things that impacted the way people think. And a lot of times we don't give it as much, we don't do the study to say, hey, this influence makes people think X, Y, and Z. And the women of today have been subjected to a full court press to make them think the way they're thinking. A full court press, not a small court press, but a full freaking court press. And just to think that, well, men need to step up and fix it, that shit, no. If we could, we probably would. It's, you know, it's not just feminism. It's not just commercialism. It's not just all of these things. It's not just liberalism. And liberalism is pretty much one of the worst things that have happened to us as well. As Black people, liberalism has killed us. That's for sure. But all I'm just trying to say is it takes some study. Now, I don't want to waste time on this show, and I'm not absolving the women of what they do, because some of them are actually conscious on the impact that society has on them, and they embrace it. They embrace, you know, so I'm not absolving people of their faults. I'm just saying there's reasons why our society is where it's at. And what we're also seeing is the impact of unleashed women can destroy a society. We're seeing that. And even the women are seeing that, because more and more women are starting to speak up and say, wait a minute, wait a second. You know, Sexy Red is not my representation around the world. You know, neither is Meg Thee Stallion. And you can start to see, I don't know if this shift is going to happen in a few years or whatever, but there's some women starting to say, man, this behavior ain't no good. It's crazy, but their voices are still so minuscule to the loudest voices in the woman's sphere that it seems like they're invisible and nobody's speaking against it. But you would know, Ekene, just like I do, men speaking against it, and I think we should continue to do it. But women don't, even on a good day, women don't give a shit what we have to say. Even on a good freaking day, they don't give a goddamn what we have to say. So sometimes we have to let women tell it, you know, and they don't care what they say, but it has more of an impact because the sister code is being challenged. You know, so that's just the way I look at it, because I'm tired of telling women that they're fucked up. You know, because, you know, I don't, you know, it doesn't make any difference because we go round and round and round and round. You know, all we know is that Darius has a baby with Kiki Palmer, and now the baby's going to suffer. And here's what he should do. He should shut his mouth and use every avenue of the legal system to make sure he could be around his kid. Forget all the bullshit. Every time I hear a man say, well, she kept me from my kid, I don't give him use the system to see your kid. You know, don't give me none of this crap. You know, part of this thing was Kiki and her mother is setting things up so he don't have to get child support. That's what they're doing. They're trying to paint him into this victim, because if they break up, he could put the same kind of claim against her as every woman goes against a man with money. You know, so they're going to make him, and he's getting, you know, chastised in a court of public opinion. So maybe if they could put this restraining order and all this shit, that they could somehow take the kid and absolve Kiki from paying them money in child support, because she's the breadwinner. So this is all a setup. But he should use every avenue in the legal system to see his kid, whether he gets money or not.
Look at it this way.
I'm gonna shut up here. If he doesn't do that, I don't give a shit what he does. If he's not fighting for his son, then the hell with him.
Look at it this way, Mr. Penn. Number one, let me say this: the guy is going to fight for his son because he's already fighting. You see what I'm saying? He's already fighting. He's going to fight for that boy tooth and nail. That will not stop. But I got to put it this way: if I have an issue with my wife, and I'm the breadwinner, and she wants to divorce, and I know she's a good mother, man, I will pay that woman $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month in child support just for my kids to be fine.
I hear you.
You see what I'm saying? Just for my kids to be happy.
Women are not like
but the thing is this: they are irrational. Yeah. They are irrational. They would rather set. When I was a little kid, growing up, there is something that was said back home. Somebody said that a woman will set a house on fire and burn down everybody, including her own children, just to prove a point. And then when the whole house is on fire, that's when she will be like, damn, what did I do? But it's too late.
Yeah.
And she would then pretend the rest of her life never to regret what she did.
Yeah, there's I can first of all, I see where you're coming from, because I think that accountability for the most arrogant person is a narcissist kryptonite. Like when you're dealing with a narcissistic personality, mostly chronic, they come from this background of never really being challenged, and when a person does have to face challenges of having to face reality from older peers, things like that, you can see them kind of recoil into this psychological loop where they say the same thing over and over again. And you can hear that coming from the mother when she's all calling him all sorts of names. She calls him kind of like the same names to, demasculate this guy, Darius. And then it's usually used, this verbal language is usually used to strip away a man's ego, pride, confidence, self-respect, things like that. It's a verbal attack that's used to strip away like a man's masculinity. It's the very definition of being emasculated, right, and being castrated. So what we have in our own community in the form of our gender, our sisters and our aunts and our mothers and our daughters, is a generation where they have this skill of disrespecting Black men in any shape or form. It can be your brother, it can be your uncle, it can be your father, it can be anybody in your life. There's supposed to be a monocle, if you think about it as men, right? Black men. When we're walking around, we can walk around with this chip on our shoulder. Maybe we're the best, maybe we're the fastest.
Let me get this super chat real quick. Upside reality with $2. Ain't shit gonna change. Women love this freedom. I hear that a lot, but let me say this, because last night's Lapeef Let's Talk was dope, and the topic was when men fail, women take over. And one of the weirdest things about that particular snippet, somebody entitled that, but that's not what the pastor said at all. But in this particular case, I think it rings very true. Because if y'all heard anything I said in the monologue, and I think I've heard even some people in the chat say it, where is that woman's husband? Where is Kiki Palmer's daddy? Because that particular situation, this is what happens when men fail. For your wife to be out here thinking that she can represent you like that, we got a problem. Put that on red alert. There's no way in hell my wife or my mother or any of my sisters is ever doing any ghetto shit like that in front of me while I'm present. Even if I have to go see it, or I'm sorry, if I got to go read that they did some shit like that, we're gonna change some shit around real quick. There's no way they're representing me like that. There's no way they are making an example for my daughter in that way. Men who do not condone or tolerate that type of behavior don't have it happen within their ranks. Period. That was embarrassing. And if a man is just going to be docile enough to let his wife just curse out the father of their grandson, that man needs to be brought to the front of the congregation and spoken to intensely. He failed bad. What are y'all thoughts on that perspective?
This is what I'm going to say about this real quick, coming from the traditional aspect of it, Trigger Mike, and EBD and the rest of the people in the chat room. When when you see something like that, that means it didn't start happening yesterday.
Yep.
That man lost control of his family decades ago.
Yeah.
Decades ago. Because we guys have to look at something. A woman stop having respect for a man, not at the moment. She built her disrespect over time. So when she crossed that first line and you didn't push back, she's going to start crossing multiple lines. So it gets to a time she has crossed all the lines, and now she starts building resistance. And when she builds resistance, now she starts building parameters that you can break into. So this has happened over decades. So the way she came out and spoke, she spoke on behalf of her family because she know that the men ain't shit. I got to tell you now, do you think my wife can speak on behalf of my family in my absence? She won't do that. My wife is African American, and she will not speak on behalf of my family in my absence. You know why? Because we drew the line from the very beginning. And I believe so with Trigger Mike, with Pain, with EDB. We draw the line. We drew the line. And every time she crosses that line, what happens? I push her back. I say, nope, you're not going to do this. You got to go back to that line. And I stop everything. I stop everything from moving. She got to go behind that line before things can get emotional again. And she goes behind that line. And the wheels start rolling. She knows the consequences. Because I built the consequences. I established the consequences of her actions. I don't care what the government thinks. I don't care what the law says. This is my house. If you can't obey me in my house, one of us got to leave.
It ain't gonna be
and
me.
we're not coming back. Yeah. Afterwards, we're not coming back. That house got to be sold. The children, go raise them, no problem. But I will use the law and go after you and make sure that we're raising our kids. And then I will make you see the consequences of your actions. So that way you don't do it again. And our daughter don't think it's okay to do it. That's who I am.
So does that, okay, so I have a quick question. Like, seeing what's happening in the Kiki Palmer situation, and then after the reviews and of other, Last Life Young people or whatever, do we really have are we now seeing the effects of a monumental failure of what it is of what the result is of having an absent father that doesn't come in and instill discipline and direction on a child? You know what I mean?
Let me answer that from last night's show from the title of When Men Fail or whatever the hell it was. I put a super chat in there, right? And I said, when men fail, women fail. And the reason why I said it that way is we have living proof, not just about the men, but we understand, because the narrative is that women are holding it down. They are not. Women are failing in such a spectacular fashion, and the communities all over the place is a living testament to that, right? Because they cannot raise kids by themselves. And for whatever reason, why the man is not there, whether he's not in the house because she's using the kids as a weapon, or he's just not in the house because they're not together, he's still absent. He might see his kids, but he's not there enough. And for whatever reason, we are seeing roving packs of boys and girls ravaging and destroying communities, running over people with cars, stealing cars, beating each other to death, all kinds of stuff in mostly single mother households.
Hold on. I'm sorry. for every I don't have this information because I'm responsible. So FemK and Sugar Bum, my email address is Trigger Mike Show. My IG is Trigger Mike Show. Please send me the evidence because we are responsible on this show. I'm talking about what was put in 7 minutes of dialogue because that's all I can talk about. Not one person here. Go ahead. Send me the because this is no longer alleged abuse the way you're talking about. It's definite and 100% provable abuse. Please send me that and we can address it. Once I get the evidence of the abuse that you two are speaking of, okay, then we can discuss it responsibly. Please
Well, what's
send
the
me that
police
evidence.
report? What's the police report? That's
Please
another
send
thing.
me that evidence.
Where's the police report?
Since
Every
y'all
time
want me
a
to
woman
jump the
says,
gun in an irresponsible manner, but you damn sure won't do that for anything. She's on
Yeah,
tape saying, I put my hands on you. But I didn't ask you to address that because
yeah,
we don't have
yeah.
any video of that
There
shit.
was a police report. There was a police report. The police reports.
that he beat her up?
No, no. Let me finish. Let me finish so you can see where I'm going to. The police report said that there was no physical violence. That
Good God.
yeah. So what the
All
police
women
report said that
they just hate men.
there
They
was
just
no
hate men.
physical violence, but they were just that there were disagreements in the house, but there was no domestic violence. That's what the police report said.
So that's the
Mm.
only thing we can go by. Everything else is hearsay. And you know what, Mike? You know, we're not picking on Kiki, but we're picking on the mother more than her. She's her mother's daughter. She's a product of a mother who clearly failed her and a father who might be there, but he might as well be absent. He might as well be absent. And you know,
Yeah, the other lady,
he might have been in the room while his wife was cursing my man out.
That's why I'm like, where is this guy?
the other
Nobody.
lady, somebody on the chat was saying something about why did the judge grant what he granted to Kiki Palmer. It's standard procedure that whenever a mother accuses somebody of a man of domestic violence, that the child will temporarily be granted to the mother. That's automatic. That's why they call it temporary custody. It's automatic. The court can't do anything. So what they will do, they will set a date for hearing. So on the hearing day, then the judge will rule. In the affirmation or reverse is the initial grant, not judgment, but the initial grant, because you must grant the mother temporary custody.
And it almost makes sense because they're going to err on the side of caution. So, but there's no, up until now, there's no evidence whatsoever where he, and you know what, those pictures she showed were like from last year, early last year. Those pictures of them, you know, supposedly wrestling, those were from 2022, more than a year ago. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can manipulate anything to look like anything you want, right? With those stills. So I'm just saying, man, you know, I think the issue is so much larger than Kiki and this dude. It's so much larger with the relationships that, because, okay, let me just say that I'm gonna shut up. Because I really don't see, men and women are naturally supposed to be together. The fact that we seem that we can't actually do that shit when like rats and cats and dogs and all kinds of creatures on the earth, they don't have no problem being with the opposite sex. For some reason, we have some kind of programming that says we should be in constant conflict with each other. This shit don't make no sense to me. We're supposed to be together. It's so natural. And here's why it's natural, right? EBD, you know this. Regardless of restrictions, regardless of laws, regardless of race, generally, if left up to our own devices, when you put men and women together, they're stroking.
Yeah.
You put women in a male's prison, they're bringing in files and contraband, and you know they're getting pregnant on the side. You put men in female prisons, they're stroking those chicks in all the dark corners because the ladies want to have something put in their canteens. A threat of jail and the threat of getting fired under threat of everything. Men and women don't give a shit about that. When they're together, they're stroking. The reason why segregation was a big deal is because white men understood just proximity to the big black buck around those white women, they're going to get their ass, they're going to get their cheeks busted. You know, I mean, it's just the way
I think that's how the whole thing started.
Life is. You know, we got to do all kinds of shit to make us separate from each other because naturally we're supposed to be together. You know, and everybody acts like they don't understand that shit. You know, and women, you are not going to, no matter what you do, you're not going to be superior to men in a relationship and have a good one. Because that's not how we're naturally fucking wired. None of us, you're not wired that way, and neither are we. You know, because as soon as you have mastery over your man, you can't, you look at him with absolute disdain.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a whim. You know, you tired and everything. Say, God damn it, how's he going to be a king in the bedroom when I can't? You know, no. And then guys, you know, that I saw a statistic where only 25% of women are stay-at-home moms. That's across the whole diaspora.
Yeah,
7% of men stay at home. Now, I would imagine a certain percent of those men are disrespected by their women.
They are.
But there might be a small percentage of those men, you know, who can do it, and their women don't disrespect them, they resent them. Because when a man has charge of the house and he's a real guy, know how to problem solve, everything is in order.
Yeah.
The kids are in order, the house is in order. It looks like he's living a life of rally. His woman comes home after 17, 18, you know, a 50-hour work week, and this guy is chilling. The food's cooked, he got a boner, and he's ready. And she's all tired and shit. And she said, how's he doing? The kids got their homework done because men know how to solve problems. We're not haggard by doing all that. The kid speaks up, I say, shut the freak up, sit down and do your homework. Women have to, you know, they have problems. So now either she's disrespecting him or she's mad at him because he makes it look so easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
a man can't, you know, and this whole thing about, I'm on a rant here until Mike gets back, if you don't mind, right? Here's my last thing. This whole thing about women calling men partners. I told my wife, we're not partners. We are not partners. You're my wife, and I'm your husband. We're not partners. You know why we're not partners? Because your expectations of me don't make me a partner. Because your expectations of me are much greater than mine are you.
That's true.
Much greater. We ain't no partners. You know what? If we were partners, then you wouldn't have so much problem with 50-50.
Yeah. And everything.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, so we ain't partners. We ain't partners, but it's convenient for you. Just shut up. You my wife. I'm your husband. I'm in charge. If shit goes around or awry, nobody's blaming you. They're gonna blame me. I'm not asking you for leadership. I just assume it right off the bat. Right off the bat. It's my job. You either want to be here or not. I don't give a shit how much money you make.
Yeah. Whew, I ordered a new chair. This shit came fully assembled.
It's nice, huh? What you got? What you get?
Rocks I ever pulled upstairs.
Hey man, I'm looking for a new chair. Put your shit in the chat, in the back chat, man. What you got?
Oh man, I did a lot of research, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got
I got this one a few years ago.
The number one rated chair in the world. It's on sale right now for about $1,200.
Yeah, I was gonna know you were gonna say that. Yeah, well,
it's like 15, but it's on Black Friday. That's why I got it.
Mine's on like $600.
It has this lumbar thing I just adjusted. Oh shoot!
Oh, does it? I mean,
it got this
yeah, mine has a lumbar thing, but oh, yours is different. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is the cloth digital.
So you sitting in it already? Well, you gotta put this.
Yeah, I just took it out the box. I was hyped.
I got a new chair, new desk. See now, I gotta put my setup
This thing,
somewhere else so my
where your
so
back.
my camera can
back.
fit, face
nice.
my paintings instead of the damn window. Anyway,
Hayward. Yeah, I put it in back chat. It's the Hayworth Fern.
okay.
So yeah, I was about to get one of those X chairs. I started reading reviews. They were like, "Man, that's a gimmick. It's not even in the top 40 or 50 chairs."
Oh wow,
there are. And so I started.
And they're expensive too, man.
They
yeah,
are.
the X chair. Well, yeah, I was about to buy one that was like $900, and then this one kept getting rated the number one chair. And then its lumbar support thing is proprietary. Its armrest. Oh damn, this is dope.
Yeah, I like my armrest.
Yeah.
I like my armrest.
And the thing is, they said that you can only pick chairs you can sit in for upwards of like 10 hours. And now, I work from home. So I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This will work for me. I'm gonna move this lumbar thing up like one more tick and then we in there. Let me address this because I love when y'all do this. I love when y'all do this. Ladies, y'all have no range when it comes to these situations. So y'all are asking me, Trigger, is Cassie lying on Diddy? Was I a fly on the wall during their whole relationship? Are you sure that she's telling the truth? Are you sure that she this isn't a money grab? This is my issue with all of these situations, man. I no longer know what the definition is for anything. Because I can't speculate what happened. I don't know what the definition is for grape. I don't know what the definition is anymore. Right? I don't know what the definition is for human trafficking. Right? Because this is what, like, it's wild to me, the range that we have. And I understand that there are situations that can take abuse, but we need to now have this explained because she was with dude for like 10 years. So this is by nature abnormal in American culture. This is actually what I mean by it, because I'm trying to be responsible. Remember, all of these situations, the way that they are happening is abnormal to the way they happen and get reported in other countries. Remember, in other countries, women are scared. In Afghanistan, they're scared to report this because the law is not on their side. This is America. The law is on your side. So we need to now start to reclassify and understand exactly how these things happen in the course of a 10+ year relationship. Right? Because it wasn't us. It was y'all saying they're so in love. If y'all want to go pull up your Twitter history, oh my God, she's so happy. Oh, did like doing it. Like, yeah. So we remember all that shit. We remember reading that on all the women's posts. Okay. So y'all can't act like all of a sudden, oh, he's always been this way. Y'all are phony as hell for that. I don't know what the fuck happened. I wasn't there. We shall see. What does the evidence say? And this is
about Diddy?
Yeah, they're talking about Diddy. And this is one thing I'll say about Diddy. It's very interesting, but everything comes full circle because if the women are doing it to the men, eventually the women will start doing it to themselves, or the world will start doing it to women. Look at this Diddy process, because me and my wife were talking about this and I had to correct her. I said, no, Diddy's a bit of a firecracker. Diddy has beat up his son's coach. He has choked out record executives. Diddy has a bit of a violent history. But what no one understands in these situations is nuance. Okay? He's just, in my view, he's just a nigga from Harlem. That's how they act. Y'all gotta like the nuance is some people are just like that in interactions between men. Doesn't mean that they would assault a woman. Doesn't mean they wouldn't. But you see what I'm saying? Y'all use some of the actions of a person's long past. And here's the funny part. Some of y'all are worse. Some of y'all get into altercations all the time, but then don't want to believe you ladies don't want us to believe it was you that busted out all his car windows. Don't look at my past. That's what y'all are always saying. So the evidence will show what's what. I'm not about to be up here. I'm not the judge, jury, or executioner. The shit is sad all around.
Yes, it is.
It's a trend. And by God, let me actually be real right now. She better be telling the truth. She better be telling the truth, because the people who lose are the actual victims. Every time we have public spotlight and public speculation about shit that's going on with celebrities, i.e., whether it's a partial truth, not the truth or the whole truth, because so many people think it's true or not true, you damage the credibility for the actual people who go through these things. Don't y'all realize that?
Yeah,
we sensationalize it. We make it a celebrity thing. We start to take sides, and then the actual victims, their credibility gets damaged.
He's already damaged by this. The fact that the way they present the case, he's already damaged. He's already. I mean, so I think the lead attorney's going through the whole thing, but the way stuff is worded, the way the media presented it, and the way men are even talking about it, he's convicted in the court of public opinion almost already.
Yeah.
And
You guys are killing me,
one of the
Mr.
problems
King.
I have with this whole thing is that when a woman will go along with a guy for 10, 20 years, but as soon as she gets disgruntled, she's allowed to go back limitless and say any goddamn thing she wants. And then the guy has to, like Bill Cosby shouldn't be going through half the shit he's going through. Even if, there was, they had to break the law to get him, right? And, if you're a criminal, you're a criminal. But, I'm just saying.
Let me put it this way, Mr. Penn.
Real quick, and let me read these super chats. Sorry, I didn't see them.
Yeah.
Advanced procession with the $5. Everybody jumped on Darius because of a photo. Nah, I need the video in motion. Still images can easily be taken out of context. Ladies, just be objective. Okay, be for real. Turn that shit around. That's exactly what y'all would be saying. All right. And we definitely need the video.
There's no video.
Advanced perception, $2. Kiki got back with Darius to set this situation up. Seen that before, but that's speculation. We don't know if that's true or not. I just want the facts, goddammit. All right, Ikene, go ahead. You got it.
Mr. Penn, you guys are talking about P. Diddy. P. Diddy, let me say this, right? Number one, that girl is the reason why she's making the thing is because she has a book, right? So most of the thing that she has on the book is an excerpt of what she's found as a lawsuit. So that book is going to sell.
Right.
That's number one. Then number two, PDD is not going to be damaged because PDD has been damaged for a long time. For the past 20 years, that guy has been damaged. You know what I mean? That guy, we all remember 1996. He was accused of killing Tupac. 96 to 2023, still being accused of killing Tupac. So that guy he's already damaged and he doesn't care. So damage is damage. So I don't know what is going to be new. That's why you don't see these things on national television. You don't see people really talking about it because those people know about all these things for a long time, We all knew that he's been abusing women. We knew that he's been doing this. He's been doing all these crazy things, abusing men, breaking bones of people that don't want to sign up with him or maybe don't want to stay in the country anymore, right? We know that he's been breaking bones, So I don't know how much damage is going to be damaged again. That guy has been damaged for a long time.
I'm with you, man. I hear you, man. You might be right on him, man. You might be right about Diddy. But
there are other celebrities too that we've seen go through things. I mean, we've seen Wesley Snipes go to prison for taxes that he tried to claim that he shouldn't pay. We've seen I was going to say the Cosby thing, but we've seen Cuba Gooding Jr. Calling him all kinds of names because he's trying to actually openly flirt with like a female. I mean, yeah, you got celebrities who are getting like hell bent and caught up over like some of it is a lot of it is normal behavior by men, but the way that they're being covered and the way that they're being kind of hyperbolic with what's actually happening is kind of problematic. Like we can see that in front. It's just people getting locked up for all kinds of strenuous reasons that in the 1990s or in the 1980s we would pretty much laugh at this behavior. And but I think the difference is social media and cameras are everywhere, and now it's just every little thing is supposed to be either harassment or essay or something, some kind of extreme, in order to pull some kind of attention toward a common behavior that men like exert in order to signal to a female that he's interested in her. So it's this thing where like women are rejecting their role in society, and what they want from men is for men to give up their role in society and participate in this power exchange dynamic where we are to acquiesce to what they want, what they wish, what they say, how they say it, and they are to acquiesce our power, our structure, our strength is to be utilized at their discretion. Our sexual health and nature and how we move and how we were built is only to be programmable by the ego of a woman. Basically, you do what she tells you to do, and that is how a functioning relationship is supposed to work in the modern era, according to modern feminism, rather than a relationship in which both people, the man plays his role, the wife plays her role, and they are happy together playing that third role, which is a family dynamic. So, I mean, we're at war with two different ideologies, one being that a nuclear family is the strongest unit of cohabitation that can build a future, such as business, education, this and that, and generations and discipline and structure, or this individualism ideology that says, I don't need to be married, I don't need to have children, I can just rent, I can travel, I can do whatever I want to do, and I have none of the obligations or responsibilities to anyone other than myself, and all I care about is me. And by the way, when I get to a certain age, I will one day look back and regret not having a family, not having this and that, because that's all I see happening around me. So they want to be able to have the freedom to do whatever they want to do in their 20s and 30s, 40s, now 40s, and they're getting a little late. 50s is already too late. Who's checking for you? But they want to still be able to complain and say, well, you should be able to pick me and give me the lifestyle that I want anyway, even though I didn't choose it for myself. So that's kind of where we are in a messed up society, I would say. And younger people are just falling right into that trap and not even seeing it, no matter how many different ways we try and tell them.
It's a sad state of affairs, man. It really is. I don't know what I think, that we try to be solution oriented. I mean, even the conversation last night on the Lapeef Network, when I put those super chats in, I mean, we can't get people get too triggered also. You got one girl, one lady, she looks young to me. She don't look like she's even in her 30s. She's a baby mama. She has a skewed view of the world. She was talking about, men need to be more emotionally compliant, crying and shit like that. I said, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And then, Mr. Let Go getting all crazy. I said, first of all, you don't want that. I mean, you looking over at your man, his tears in his eyes every other day. You ain't gonna wait till somebody else is busting those cheeks. Not him, right? Because you're gonna be looking at him for emotional support, and the guys, and you're handing him a Kleenex. What the hell are you talking about? I said, I'm married for 36 years. I think my wife has only seen me in tears maybe once at a funeral or some shit like that. Not because I'm all hard. It's because you ain't supposed to be. All the burdens of life, I don't sit down here and share those shit with my wife. She don't need to know. If I can handle it, I said, if it gets bad enough where I need her emotional support, we're in bad shape. We're in real bad shape.
Neighborhood, come on camera real quick so I know.
That's all I try to say to guys, man. For the most part, man, I just have to handle it. But I'm not gonna go there and say, listen, I need your emotional support on this one, because the boss is a little mean and shit. I mean, come on, stop it. So any woman asking for, first of all, men are more emotionally intelligent than women are anyway. We're more romantic. We're more all kinds of shit. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. You look like you want to say something, man. Anyway, you frozen? I don't know if you frozen. But anyhow, that's what I think, I know we're more romantic.
Yeah.
I know that. You know, so anyway, I just don't know, man. I don't know how we're gonna bridge this gap. And that's why I
Trigger,
tell
Mike, I saw your eyes. You're trying to eat some of that rice, huh?
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm seeing him. You look like he's frozen. What the hell are you
Yeah,
doing?
my dad is coming in town next week for a day. So
Oh,
for
nice.
2 days. So yeah, my wife's gonna have to get those stew cooking skills back. She always liked to make African
You
food
might
when
be in
it
the
comes.
kitchen then, Mike.
Say what?
You might be in the kitchen then.
I'm sorry. Who?
Yeah.
No, I look for real. It's weird because I cook all the time. Just for some reason, I'm never the one eating it. For my kids or somebody, you'll be in the kitchen over them for a long time. That's actually one of the reasons why I know half of this feminist thing and talking about men don't have responsibility with children is bullshit. If women work, that means one or two of the parents are going to be home alone at dinner time sometimes, and probably half of the time it's the man. So the kid's just not going to eat because mom not home. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, so did everybody on this panel and everybody in the chat? I wanted to know who all saw that first show with that Ali was hosting. Because I was there, bro. I was there, and I can only tell you. I'm trying to put words like into an expression of how the in real time reality of like just the things that were said in the when I was watching it, when you were there, when Sweeney was there and then Tommy was there. So I'm just watching and I'm listening and I'm trying to follow, and then just the derailment. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. How do we get from there talking about their situation? Now y'all calling each other this, and she's calling you this, and she's calling you that, and then it just wouldn't stop for a minute, right? So that happened like twice, I think. So what I was thinking to myself during this exchange is, how is it humanly possible to ever think you can have a rational conversation about any type of relationship dynamic if it can at any turn turn become into this thing of personal insults, like telling you what you are or aren't going to do, and then talk about violence in such a way like, nah, I'm going to do and it just wouldn't, and neither one would let up either, right? It was like, I got the last word. No, I got to get the last word. And then here comes another 5 minutes of it. So it's this thing where it's like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, can I mean, yeah, this girl is pretty, and I guess fine, but this is what I would have to expect to like come home and listen to and deal with on a regular basis. And my thought is just like, hell no. And we're talking about a Kiki Palmer Darius situation. So we're talking about two toxic events, right? One in a celebrity where we can all view it, and then we're talking about that event. And then while in converse about said event, we dip right back into the toxicity of a disagreement that turned personal. So yeah, I can see how something may happen in there. Look what happened during the conversation about it. So it's just real. I got real caught up, and I saw the link at one point. I'm like, should I walk into this and maybe try and maybe see if I can interject and maybe put it back on course a little bit or something like that? And I'm like, yeah, but they just don't want to stop. So I just wanted to let it play out. But from what I heard, though, like the extent of the disrespect was a new one for me, because I've never heard that kind of language come from any other type of female. None. I've been around. I'm 41. I've been to Japan. I've been to New York. I've been to Florida. I've been to Georgia. I've never regularly heard that type of language, of such a negative personal attack, come out so succinctly, so quickly, so I'm not even putting any real mathematics, it's not trigonometry, it's not astrophysics, it's not a deep question of what I gotta say. I just know what to say. And they have that back and forth, and it's just you're trying to stop it, but the back and forth of the disrespectful snaps are so quick and they're so natural rolled off the tongue that it's hard to get a word in of logic to say, hey, stop, cut it out, quit it.
Yeah. What's going on, Ruthless?
What's up? What's up to the panel?
Oh,
can y'all hear me?
Brethren, yeah, we can hear you. What you got?
Yeah, you're good.
Hold on, let me get the super chat.
Yeah.
Again, $11, $10. Paying 36 years. Are you sure?
So y'all here into the Black Dragon. This is the thing, right? This is where we're having a problem in our families right now, right? I don't think women should have been ever given all these rights, because more rights to a woman means more power. And with that power, she's abusing it as we speak. Like, you're having a conversation, right? She interjects, overtalks you. And as soon as you say, hey, why are you overtalking me? Then it's like these women, they don't compute. They feel like they had the platform, they run the show, even though it's not their show. I mean, the nuclear family is in definitely trouble. Because what man can withstand these type of behaviors, right? These women think that in a sanctimonious mindset, and they don't want to comply. They don't want to comply to, the man's, at least his persona, his leadership ability. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear equality. They want to look at you eye to eye, the way they look at you, the way you look at them. They want it the same. They don't want you looking at them, oh, I'm the man, you're the woman. This starts all with this, I'm gender, I'm what I want to be. That's what all that's stemming from, the LGBTQ. So now the woman can say, well, I'm equal. I'm a man. What you want to do? So we watching that show last night. I just seen that the women were so disrespectful, so unruly, and I was ashamed. Like, this is how we have a conversation. And what can you do, right? When they're just doing it, and every panel
Ruthless,
seems
can I ask
like.
you a question, Ruthless? Let me ask you a real quick question.
One more thing.
What right do you think that should be taken away? What right do you think should be taken away?
I don't think they. Whole bunch of them. I think they shouldn't be fighting for resources. I think that they should be.
Do you think women should
housewives.
vote? Do you think
No,
women should vote?
No vote. No say so. No. I think they should go back to.
That's a movement now, right?
That's pearly things.
I'm not 35. I just turned 37 last week, Sugar Bomb. We've been off this since my last birthday, okay? About a year and 10 days ago, I was 35. Then I turned 36. And then 10 days ago, I turned 37. If y'all don't get off my...
So the reason why I say...
Which one is she supposed to be in this picture? The green one, the red one, the blonde one? Which one?
I don't know. It took me about a year just to figure out this was multiple people in the picture.
Hey, look, I don't know. What are they, Power Rangers? What is it?
Go ahead, Ruthless. Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
So just to land the plane, it's just the results are in. We have a lot of data on these women out here now. And the things that was great, that made us great as a family, they're turning it down. They don't want that anymore. They want more individualism. Even in a relationship, they want to isolate themselves. When they come on the panel, they isolate themselves.
Well, you know what?
Equals.
You know what? Let me say this, because it's multiple things, right? We got to understand this is a tiered system. Women want different things at different times in their lives. Because right now, what they want, my stance is that they still want all of those things, They want it on their terms, which will never fucking happen. And then they want to be used up. They want to spend their prime of their life, their peak attractiveness. They want to spend it sleeping with multiple men and then get married after they got a high body count. They just want different. They want things to happen in an unrealistic fashion. I still think they want it, but they want it in a way that men will never agree. I'm sorry. Let me say it. The man they want will never agree to give it to them that way. So that's what it is. By the time a man of value comes around, the modern woman has nothing to offer him. That is the key issue, because the 25 and 30-year-olds, their bit of toxicity is different than the 40 and 45-year-old, right? The 40 and 45s are, yeah, some of them are a little different now. They can't arch that back for the, they can't arch that back no more. They tired of having sex on their knees. Yeah, they can only do missionary now. They want to get married. Like, you know, it's crazy.
No, they can give them weird tricks. It's just that you hear the pop and the crackle as they try.
We know you know. We know you know.
And we're trying to get up like.
All right, we got some new people up here, man.
Real quick. Let me speak on this Cassie situation again, because this is the thing, man. Y'all expect dudes to take up for P. Diddy. I don't know P. Diddy. We are trying to understand women better, because this shit is confusing. You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm coming from with it. I read the headline confused, because I think on last Sunday, me and Didi had a show, right? And I was actually trying to understand the stages of abuse in which somebody finally ultimately ups and leaves. She talked about Stockholm syndrome, which, you know, I know about. So I said, okay, that plays a factor. So there's a psychological factor involved in which people don't want to leave someone. But then we start talking like a 10-year relationship that involved rape, human trafficking, and physical abuse. Now I need to go back to class. Explain this to me. You know, how we get here, because my thing is that we want to empower the actual victims to speak up, because the law is on your side. Shit, look at the man that you're with. Separate from him so we could tell other people who might be going through the same thing. But this particular situation, we don't even like. I'm like, God damn, what does all of this even mean anymore? If people are just gonna stay with their abuser, is it like how do we get justice?
There are two things that make an abused stay with an abuser. Two things. Is either one of them or both of them. Goodie or money. If you take any of those away, she's gone. Is either she's enjoying the sex or she don't want to leave the money. She stayed because of the money. That guy has money. Look at all the affidavits she filed. She kept referring to money, that he's using his money to force her to stay. No, she was staying because she don't want to get over the money. And as soon as she knew the money is not going to come, she filed for $30 million. Because $30 million is what she needs to get her life going. So she must have approached him for settlement. And when he refused to settle, which was stupid of him, he called her bluff, which he wasn't supposed to do. When you're a billionaire and somebody approached you for some money, right? And you know you did, because he did some of those things, or even most of them. But her pretense of staying is just stupid. Any judge is going to throw that away, because she wanted to stay because of the money.
A lot of guys don't have $30 million in cash, man. They got shit.
But guess if that guy can put $30 million in cash easily. That guy has a lot of money. He can put $30 million in cash. He can even negotiate it. Then she's going to see his serious name and then negotiate with him.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
He didn't. He called her bluff.
Yeah, but
you just going to the ATM pulling out $30 million, bro.
Yeah, man.
He could have put out some money. Yeah, she could have seen the serious name and go away.
Let me address this by Sunshine. She said she made music and was on the come up. That stopped when she got with him. First off, there are two things that I want to address on this particular one. No, the fuck she wasn't. Cassie can't sing. That's first off. Let's just be real. Cassie can't sing. She can dance. She's just pretty, man. Y'all know she's from the Britney Spears generation. Just shake your hips, do a lot of stuff, look sultry, and somebody gonna buy your song. Nobody's ever bought her album. We only know 2 of her damn songs. And that shit was dope. When I was in college too. Boom, 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 boom. So that's it. That's it. She can't even sing. And she was in like one of the Step Up movies. That's it. But the other part of it, hold on, what is it? No, Diddy, everybody's career stopped after they got with Diddy, not just her. Okay. Diddy is like one. I don't even understand how we revere him. Basically, we revere him off of his success with Biggie because he literally has the most one-hit wonders in history. It's not even close. Like this dude just brings people out for one album and then discards them. And the unfortunate part is this is why I think a lot of the other artists are speaking out. He's disgruntled a lot of people because they could never launch their careers with him. It was so weird to me how this dude would just, like literally one album, he'd do the whole thing, but you know, I believe he's a narcissist because him signing all those people was never about them, it was about him. How you dancing more in the video in the camera more than the people whose name is on the album?
He's a shrewd businessman, period.
But nah,
I think that's the entertainment side of him. I went to go and see him at the iHeart Music Festival. He had his son come out there too. LL was there. Yeah, some other people, but I think that we mostly went to go see for LL because my girl out there at the time was into LL. But yeah, when Diddy was out there, when he came out with his song and then his son came out, that was pretty cool. Everybody was kind of cheering for that. But yeah, he still likes the attention and the spotlight. I mean, for real. He hasn't given that up. Some people like the greatest peaks in life is having that spotlight shown on you for being who you are and like just expressing yourself in like this artistic fashion, right? A performer. He's a performer. His job is to feed energy off of the audience that he presents in front of. So there are people who enjoy that spotlight, who enjoy that energy that you get from being in a concert. They all came to see you. So, I mean, yeah, there's an ego, there's an arrogance that you have to have. I mean, shy and humble is not for the performance stage. I mean, no, you have to have a brasher personality. You have to be someone who is not your average Joe to get up on stage in front of thousands of people and then burn it down. That's exactly, and it takes balls.
Yeah, but here's the problem, right? I would add. See, this is the thing about these women, right? So we're potentially damned if we do, damned if we don't. So if you marry a woman, you poor, you ain't got much. She can't take much, so she's just gonna leave you. If you get everything together, you get all the riches and the money. Then one day she just wake up and say, "I'm taking what I want." So it's like we see here that these women are ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they're playing the game. They're playing the game like that.
Sugar Bum, what are you talking about? I don't want women to stop from getting the bag. Y'all know my position on this. What bag are you getting? Like, married women own the biggest bags. Stop talking about getting the bag like you got more of a bag than a woman with her husband taking care of all the goddamn bills. How do you have a bigger bag than she got when she share resources with where she's sharing a mortgage with a guy or the money she make they use to open businesses and buy stock? Please tell me how you got a bigger bag than that woman. I want to know.
And let's not forget that they used to say that Cassie was goals because she secured one of the richest black men in the world.
I'm telling you, like, I don't this is why I need educate. Like, how are y'all the biggest supporters of this?
You
now
gotta
all
quit
of
listening to girls with clothes on, bro. But shout out to Sugar Bum. The question and I'm gearing this toward ruthless. I'm not pointing you out, but I'm just listening to. Do you want submission? Do you want a submissive woman?
Of course.
I mean, it's not of course. Okay, but yeah, okay. Do you know how you get submission?
Dominance.
Something wrong with your volume, bro.
Yeah, so your mic is getting like muffled. Is it? Oh, is your microphone over something? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
You
can
sound like you're
like
underwater.
barely hear you. It's like a pillow covered your mic or something like that.
That's crazy. It's Mike doing snuff films. That's crazy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's
Better. Go for it. What we saying, dirty folks?
Okay, so can y'all hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
So how do you
Okay,
get
so
submission?
well, I look at it like this: any society, any great society that's been tamed by violence, right? So that's the only way you're gonna get submission, right? All the threatening, I'm gonna leave you, or you can leave, all that.
What?
I was not gonna do that.
You know,
So
I'm
I
not.
mean, I want submission. Am I gonna get it? That's another question.
I'm
I
not.
think I
I'm not against violence, but submission comes from overwhelming force in any type of way, sanctions,
Yes.
whatever the case may be. But women can only do what men allow. If
I
you
agree
can't
with
beat a
that.
girl, if you can't beat a girl, man, then your whole manhood is kind of messed up. Unless she's just a heavy chick, because there's some big burly broad back chicks out here. But bro, all of this is like most of the things that men say about when first of all, women don't come in black. You just have vaginal men. Like they might have female parts, but they not really women. Which kind of goes back to what Dragon was saying. Like I traveled too, and bro, I was with a Puerto Rican girl and realized in a moment's notice everything that was wrong with black girls. You know what I'm saying? Because I was with some white girls and they may move different. And I was like, is it because they white? Then I was with a Puerto Rican. And then like every time I was with a non-black girl, I saw the same. When I say respect, I don't mean reverence, right? I mean the respect that you give a stranger, a strange man on the street, like you walking out the store and you hold the door for him and he say thank you. Like the common decency and courtesy you give another human being, that level of respect. Black women don't even have that. They don't even have that. So you would have to break them and then rebuild them. And it would take a culture of men to do that. You can't do it individually because you'll just get a brother and then you'll be fighting in the middle of the street. Culturally, guys have to come together and be like, y'all just too goofy. Instead of running, that's what the passport bro is about, running from girls because they don't want to beat them up. I say beat them up. Look, but I have no problem with the sugar bums of the world saying they don't need a man because black women have never liked black men ever. There is no nuclear family that you missed out on. You had a bunch of married grandmas that were burning bras teaching their daughters about feminism. Women don't even like their husbands until they hit menopause. Now you got girls that don't want husbands to hit menopause and that don't work. At least have them and hate them for 20 years and sleep in separate bedrooms until you love them again. But they just dumb. They just wear clothes and get dumb. It's the glue in their head, really, bro.
Have them, hate them for 20 until you like them. Good God Almighty.
I was gonna say there's two ways of submission that I can understand from your wife or whatever. It's gonna be fear or it's gonna be respect. Like when it's fear, it's out of usually, some physical threat of violence, something like that, the fear of God. Or it's respect as if this is a successful, high value man that I admire and he's making me like being in his presence makes me feel a certain type of way and the act and the actions of my behaviors is something I just can't help. I didn't know I was like I had this in me until I got with this kind of guy. Respect. I think that's a way that women often submit.
Dina, it's not that men were horrible. It's just girls are dumb. There was nothing wrong with either one of my grandfathers. Grandmothers was off the chain. You know what I'm saying? There is nothing wrong with men. Men have been the simplest creatures since time memorial. Feed me, don't talk so much. You know what I'm saying? Wash some socks. You already doing laundry. Throw another pair in. Y'all just horrible. Y'all toddlers. Y'all belligerent 3-year-olds that can't wait to be grown. Then you get grown up, and then a woman who can't follow one man has to listen to 4. That's why y'all spread yourselves so thin. Because you don't want to be under the rulership of a man, but you need all men knowledge, all men resources, all men inventions, all men opportunities. Y'all get jobs and want the male co-workers to do your job for you because y'all suck at that. Y'all really not good at being people. But coochie is delicious. I give you that. You need to stay naked and don't talk so much. You don't need a voice.
That's
For what?
That's what they're great at, in my opinion.
And you're not even great at that because men overwork.
God damn. You must don't like pussy, bro, because you is talking too much shit.
Coochie is delicious.
Nah, you sound like the men that them women say they don't like girls, but they just like pussy. Come on,
I
dog.
am that guy. I just told you that guy.
No. What I'm hearing is, yeah, the pussy may be good, but is it worth all of the toxicity and bullshit that comes with it? And I think his answer is no.
I mean, your dick could be 12 inches, motherfucker, but you could be dumb as rocks. They gonna say the same thing.
And they'll still
y'all gonna have me speak. Please don't have me speak for girls, dog. I do not want to speak for the women because you sound nuts, bro.
I don't give a fuck what you think I sound like. This is the truth of the matter. This is the truth of the matter.
Tell me one woman that you talk that silly shit.
Nigga, I say shit all the time, and I fuck more bitches than you. So check this out.
We don't have to touch that.
No. Let me explain something to you. Hold on. Because you can love these girls your whole life. And let me explain something to you. Women are more proud of the 2 marriage proposals in their 20s than the wedding that they can have. Black woman marriage rates will be 2% with a plus minus 2% by 2030. They have dropped 10% every decade since 1950. They don't like you. They still getting pregnant. They still having babies, but they ain't getting marriages. 2% new marriages by 2030. They don't like you. You can try to say, man, I can love them. That's the problem with black men. Y'all trying to love them instead of ruling. Girls don't like nothing.
Oh, no. I mean, I agree with you to a point, but it's like, your candor about it is something to be desired, sir.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna need you to move it a little bit more.
No, I don't. Because if I hate girls, girls hate themselves. That's why we have great sex. I choke them. They like that shit. Look, you're trying to love something that can't love itself. When women say they know they worth, all they worth is external. It's their hair, it's their bag, it's their solo vacations. Girls don't never sit on the couch and be like, yo, maybe I should do something different. You've never seen an Al Bundy move from a girl. Everything about girls don't make no sense because that's not even her worth, because worth is based on market value. It's what I'm willing to pay for you. That's what you're worth. You can't tell me your worth. Girls don't know shit. Men got to tell girls what the fuck to eat. Now you gonna tell me they know who to vote for? Look, the best thing a girl could do is be naked, make a sandwich, and get them a man, and do what I ask her to do so I can do what she wants to do. I don't mind doing for her, but she can't talk. She just got to suggest. Put in the suggestion box. We'll go through it on Wednesday, and we'll figure it out.
All right, we're going to end on that one. Y'all got to get out of here. My wife is taking me to the Burna Boy concert tonight. So, yeah, that was my birthday.
I see you, dirty folks. I see you, dirty folks. I second dirty folks.
I have to distance myself from that last conversation. So where you going, Mike? Where you going, Mike?
The Burna Boy concert. We wouldn't expect you to know about that, Payne.
No.
Maybe you listened to his grandfather once upon a time, but
yeah.
All right, man.
Later.
Yeah, I'm out of here, y'all. Got to get ready for that. Drop the kids off with family. All right, y'all. As usual, we will be back on Sunday. Me and Diddy gonna do a show on Sunday night. Stay tuned for that. Send me the topics at Trigger Mike Show on YouTube. What should we talk about? We going in for Thanksgiving break. I'm talking about all day show. I'm gonna just be on from the morning to the evening, but this is my wife call. I got to get out of here. Y'all be good. I'm out of here.